Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Black Series General Grievous, and here it is. This figure costs about $30, and I think it's not really worth the price. Here's where he's standing. It does take a little bit of finagling before you can get him to stand. It took me a while to get him to stand, and it is kind of hard to do. And here he is. And one thing that's missing on him is the emblem on the back. And it comes with 4 lightsabers right here. And the cape is made out of cloth, and it is removable. And let me take it off so I can show you guys. Here's the cape, and then it does have 4 pockets for the lightsabers. And the bottom is not sewn together, which is kind of strange. I don't know why they didn't sew the bottom together, but this is what it looks like. And yeah, just like that. And let's do a comparison, and you can see Grievous is way too small in my opinion. He is standing fully erect, and he is only a little bit taller than a stormtrooper, and which I think it's kind of wrong, because I believe General Grievous is a lot bigger, and he does like to hunch over quite a bit. So for some reason this thing is a little bit small. So for $30, I think it's a little bit high for this figure. And let's let me see, zoom in so you guys can see what he actually looks like in detail. And let's see, there's the head. See if I can get it even closer. There's the face. Looks okay. I do like it. Sculpt's nice. One thing not a big fan of is the range of motion he has around the neck, especially when he's hunched over. Let me zoom back out. So when General Grievous is hunched over, kind of like this when he's walking, and you notice his head is usually up while he's looking straight, but with this figure he cannot. You could kind of move it to where he's looking up, but then it doesn't stay put. I think it's the way the ball joints attached to the head. It limits his range of motion a little bit. So he is actually looking down when he's walking, because in the film he's constantly hunched over. And then as for the hands, they are a bit flimsy, and there is a hinge joint right there. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. There's a hinge joint right there, and then there's a ball joint attached to this this whole piece here, and then this gray piece is attached to the body via another ball joint, I believe. So, and you can put the arms together. There's a little peg system here. You just need to snap that in right there, and then here, I believe. Let me take the sabers off. Oh. And here with the hands, there's that piece right there, and you could peg those two together, I believe. A little bit, like right there. And then the hand itself, there's a peg on here. You can peg them together. So, yeah. Zoom a little bit. So here you can see that's pegged together, that piece is pegged together, and then the hands are pegged together. So it's like that. There's the single arm, and then when split up, it's like that. And then there's a bicep swivel right here, right there, and then there's a hinge joint right here. But it is very, very thin, so You might want to be a little bit careful when you're bending it. Make sure it can move before you bend it, because otherwise you might run the risk of breaking it off altogether. And then as for the torso, here's a ball joint here, running all around, and then the legs are also on a ball joint right there. And then one thing I don't like are the knees. They are ratchet in joints, but the ratchet system is really far apart. So you can see there's 1 notch, there's 2 notch, 3 notch, 4, and then as for the lower section, let me see, there's 1, let's see, 1 click, 2 click, and 3 click. So with such a wide range, it only has 3 clicks, and so it kind of wiggles a little, especially when you're in certain position. I think this part is when it's wiggle a lot, which doesn't help when he's standing. So you get a lot of wiggle room when he's standing, a little too much wiggle room in my opinion when he's standing, so it makes it kind of hard for him to stand. To pose him, you can see how much wiggle room that is. That is a lot. And then the knee, there's a hinge joint right here, so it could go forward about that much and back, and it is only using friction. And then base, there's also another hinge joint about that much. Yeah, range wise, yeah, it's a little weird. Feels like it's gonna break on me, and you could rotate it a little bit. And all the lightsabers has a detachable blade, so you could store your sabers all in this coat here, right there. 2, 3, and 4. So you can store all 4 of the sabers here. And you can take Grievous and then put the cape on him, like so. And if you want to do a crouching pose, zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I would move the shoulder back. And same thing with this arm, like that. And so now he's in his walking pose. So kind of like that. And he would be crouched down quite a bit, kind of like that. And wish his head could look up a little bit more, but he can't. So when he's looking up straight, he will be like that. So kind of cool, but it's a pain to get him to stand again because of all the wiggle room with those knees here. So here, another comparison again. And you got him to standing, you see Grievous' head is quite small compared to the Stormtrooper, and when he's hunched over, he is actually shorter than a Stormtrooper. And let's do a closer look at the body itself. And yeah, there. And here's a side view, what it looks like. And from the back, see, arms are crossed. Pretty cool pose actually. And back up to the front. So yeah, at the end of the day, $30 seems a little bit high for this figure. I would say $25 is an okay price for it. I like the cloth cape, but I'm not sure why they didn't do the stitching on the bottom. But yeah, and another thing, the knees. Other than that, it's a decent figure. So there you go. Thanks for watching.